Hi there, my name's Ananya Singh, and I'm a fellow employee here at Odds and Ends. I was thrilled to hear that you'd be joining our employee base, and I can't tell you how excited I am to start working with you. Well, something considerably less exciting is what we have to talk about today, and that's conflict and tension management. But honestly, it's inevitable. It can happen almost anywhere in any company or organization, regardless of whether someone's a good person or has a correct temperament. And so it's important that we understand how to properly analyze these conflicts in order to get past them and understand how to deal with them. Conflicts like these can seem mammoth and almost too big to handle, but we all have the tools to manage them. The important part is understanding how to apply these tools in our lives to get past them and learn how to make sure conflict doesn't happen again. And so I've been hearing that you've seen tension and conflicts in our own buildings. And well, unfortunately, that is true because Odds and Ends has had a couple of issues and is going through a couple of things trying to understand how conflict management fits into our role here as a company. And so I've written out some notes on my desk, so if you see me glancing towards them, it's just because I want to give you the best information to help you apply it in your life here at Odds and Ends. I want to start off by talking to you about what the conflict here is. You see, a couple of weeks ago, a manager was hired, and she's a very forward-thinking woman. So she proposed a couple of different suggestions as to what we can do to better enhance our company. And most of these suggestions were very forward-thinking tactics and strategies that would be a whole different range from what we normally do. And well, when presented to our employees, half of them were ecstatic. They couldn't wait to get more technologically savvy and be able to use more modern tactics in order to better their jobs, experience, knowledge, and business. But while the other half of our employee base, they weren't very thrilled with it. You see, they were skeptical that these tactics will only end up backfiring and hurting us in the long run, and they weren't sure if there was something we should invest so much time and energy into. And so today, I thought it would be a perfect opportunity for the two of us to sit down and truly understand how to analyze a conflict and how to solve it. And so today, I want to talk to you about A, office politics, the nature of it, the definition, and how to understand what it is. B, I want to talk about methods to overcome office politics, understand what turf wars are, and see how you can avoid it down the line. And lastly, I want to talk to you about leadership and being a team member, what these terms mean, how they differ, and well, how they can be applied to your new role here at Odds and Ends. And so, now that you know what the conflict is, I'd like to first talk to you about office politics and what it is. The term gets thrown around pretty loosely, but I want to tell you what the exact definition is. Office politics are human interactions in the workplace that are largely based off of authority and power rather than the value of good, hard work. And so that can seem like a lot, so I'd like to break it down a little for you to truly understand what it is. You see, office politics are interactions between people that are based off connections and relationships they may have that could better enhance their jobs rather than the power of hard work. Because what they're essentially stating is the fact that their relationship is what's going to increase their power in their job rather than the actual work they do. And here at Odds and Ends, we truly try to limit such office politics because it causes unnecessary drama and it limits the productivity that we can achieve here and the goals we want to achieve. And so that's what office politics is, and it's just something to be on the lookout for because it can happen to anybody, and we just want to make sure that we equip our employees with the right tools to work with it. And that kind of leads on to the next portion of what I wanted to discuss with you. There were methods about how to deal with office politics, and I've found these methods to work for me over the years as I've gained experience, and I truly hope they're ones that can help you. You see, the overarching message behind avoiding office politics is to set yourself apart. When you set yourself apart, you're physically placing yourself in a different group from drama makers, and you're showing senior management that, hey, I do my work well and I'm doing what's best for this company, and therefore I deserve an opportunity to grow rather than people that may have better relationships or connections. And so I have 4 methods that I want to share with you today that all kind of branch out from this idea of setting yourself apart. These 4 methods are demonstrating high value work consistently, becoming the expert in what you do, involving yourself in professional conflicts, not petty ones, and lastly, being courteous to everybody but not being too friendly to the talkers. Now, that may seem like a lot of information, but don't worry, I'll go into depth about each of these specific topics to make sure that you truly understand what office politics are and how you can overcome it. So first, I want to talk about demonstrating high value work. You see, that may seem, well, like common sense because that's why we come to work, to perform high value work. But it's not always like that. Some people, like I mentioned before, may try to advance simply based off the people they know, and it's important that we don't let them affect your work. You see, when you perform high value, high quality work daily, consistently, showing your manager that you're capable of so much, you will then be trusted more by your manager and given more autonomy to go on and do what you need. And that will not force you to have to work with a lot of the drama makers, and it will allow you to continue to get your work done. It'll give you space to grow, and it will go on showing the rest of your company that you are focused and determined to produce the best work, giving you more respect even from them. And so producing such high quality work may seem like a common idea because that's why we come to work. It's truly a very important principle to set yourself apart and to show other people what your values are and how you plan to grow in this company the right way. Next, I want to talk to you about becoming the expert in your topic. You see, this is a very crucial step to not being involved in office politics because when you become an expert in a specialized area, you are showing the rest of the company that you're irreplaceable. When you become the go-to person for any questions on this topic, you're showing senior management that they need you at this company, that you help things run and you help things go smoothly. And so, again, you will not only receive increased autonomy, but increased respect for the work you do and for the commitment you show to your specialized place that you've chosen to be an expert in. And so doing that, like I stated, will not only give you a place to grow in the company, but it will give you a lot of space to work by yourself and to not necessarily be involved in some of the other tactics that people are trying to use to gain advantages in the company. Third, I want to talk to you about engaging in professional versus petty conflicts. Now, a lot of people may say, hey, if you don't want to be disagreeable, don't engage in conflicts. I don't really believe in that. I believe that conflicts that are professional are a great way to showcase what you believe is the best route for the company, and they're a great way to get your idea out because who knows, it may actually be a better solution. But we must make sure to actually differentiate between professional and petty conflicts because petty conflicts, well, they're more personal, they can get a little touchy, and involving yourself in them isn't going to help the company, it's going to help you grow in your job, it's just going to create drama and it's going to decrease productivity, which is the exact opposite of what we want. And so I created a little flow chart for you actually to help you understand whether a conflict is professional or personal. And so this is right here, it states, does the conflict, and so you can kind of figure out whether the conflict places itself in this box or this box. Now this box says, does the conflict involve drama that isn't related to work and isn't affecting your ability to perform your job properly? And well, if the answer is yes, that's a petty personal conflict that we don't want to get involved in and we don't want to waste time on. But if this box says, does the conflict involve an inefficacy of time and or money to the company or hinder your job performing abilities? And well, if you answer yes, that's a professional conflict, and that's something I highly encourage you to take a stance on and truly let your employer know because it's important to get our voices out in the workplace. The only thing we have to understand is that we have to truly differentiate between personal and professional conflicts. And the last thing I want to quickly wrap up with is by talking about leadership and team members. You see, team members are people that help support leaders. They help pitch new ideas, they listen, and leaders are actually people that make sure everyone's feeling heard. They make sure that everybody is performing their job properly, and their job is to stop conflicts before they happen, or even manage conflicts down the line. And it's really important that they work together in our case of our conflict, and they truly understand how important their jobs are, because meshing together is exactly what we need, and it's exactly what's going to push this company forward. I really hope that my tactics helped you. I really hope that describing what a team member and team leader and their place in office politics helped, because I am so excited to see your job here at Odds and Ends, and I hope that you succeed.